So this is Louis, and I hope this is going to be a productive follow-up to the video that I uploaded late last night. May have actually been in the AM by the time that I uploaded it. On this Destiny guy, who is a Twitch streamer who has debated a few people at this point. He actually debated Mr. Medicare, otherwise known as Internet Aristocrat, way back when about a bunch of things. And unfortunately for, this guy, as a representation of progressive politics. And I mean, that's what he is. He is not a leftist. He is not a liberal. He is not someone that, in any way, that I would agree with. He is not a leftist. He is not a liberal. He is a progressive. And this is where I say that this is a separation between left-wing and right-wing. Okay, this guy is not a leftist. He is a progressive. Why I say this is that he argues in favor of mass immigration because of his ideological bias at the expense of labor. And it's amazing to me that you have fucking Naked Ape on the call, and I'll link a video, the only video I can find of this conversation, the only one that I can find. I'll link that to you in the description of this conversation. You have Naked Ape sounding like a fucking champion of the fucking proletariat. Because this guy is such a fucking deluded cocksucker corporatist. And he is that. He is a corporatist because he is a progressive. And that's why I say the Progressive Corporatist Alliance. Because this guy is the living embodiment of that ideology. He is arguing from the perspective of what is good for the corporation. What is good for the shareholder at the expense of the worker. And like I said, you have Naked Ape defending the fucking worker as someone from the right. It is unfucking real. It is unreal. And so I would say this, that anyone that would self-describe as a leftist, anyone, if you are a self-described leftist, you should be in my position in catapulting Destiny from the left. Okay, this guy is not a leftist. This guy is not in any way, shape, or form defensive of low-wage earners, unskilled workers, of poor people. This guy is the enemy of poor people because his ideology is directly in favor of bringing in mass migrants for the sake of shareholders at a corporation that contribute nothing to society. Then maybe somewhere down the line you tax them. This guy is a progressive. He is not a leftist. He is not a liberal because he is incredibly authoritarian. Incredibly, it is unimaginable to find someone that actually genuinely believes what he does. And I would defer you to the video that I'll have to look up for the debate that he had with Mr. Medicare, where he's arguing in favor of equal outcome when it's convenient and then not. He is unbelievable. This guy is unbelievable. And I don't want to use any footage because he is on this spree of trying to take down these videos. I've had people say, oh no, he's not that bad. He didn't take down Sargon's channel. Yeah, he did. Sargon tweeted that out. I saw the fucking termination notice for Sargon. He led to fucking Sargon's channel being terminated. And Sargon made a video of him anyways, to despite him. Okay, this guy is fucking unreal. And for all I know, he could, in a fucking hissy fit, while he's sitting there fucking jerking off and playing StarCraft, come across my video, featuring 1 second of footage of him, and take it down. Because I saw him take down another video by some random guy, some nobody, with like 500 subs. He found that guy's fucking video and took it down. So this guy's unreal. This guy's a fucking nut job, roaming the fucking wastes. And the thing is, too, that I know Naked Ape has said, and I've heard him in private calls say that he, plays up his asshole attitude as part of his persona for the sake of, being exciting, being someone exciting to listen to. But at the same time, he was just demolishing this guy in that debate, just demolishing him. And it's unreal to me. You think that Naked Ape is this, next level fucking, Harvard graduate, in Oxford debating somebody. Because this guy, Destiny, is such a fucking clown. He is someone that I cannot believe is fucking real. I cannot believe that this is a real human being that I'm listening to. Someone that's sitting there, you know, debating wage increases through, you know, the minimum wage laws, federal minimum wage laws, at the same time actively arguing in favor of mass immigration. It's like, bro, have you never spoken to anyone that's worked in a union? Have you never fucking interacted with someone that is not a multi-fucking millionaire? What planet are you fucking on? The portions of the Mr. Medicare conversation that I listened to are so regressive that I could make that video, that conversation that he had over however long it was, I believe it was over an hour with Mr. Medicare, close to 2 hours, I could do a video every day for the rest of this year on the different conversations that they had, the different talking points that they got into, because of how unreal this guy is. Okay, this is, you know, regressive prime, like I said on Twitter. Okay, any regressive talking point that you've heard in the last 7 years, this guy spouts. And it is just, you know, you're sitting there listening to this like, oh my God, like this guy is for real. This guy is for real, just the epitome of regressive leftist attitudes. It's unreal to listen to. And if I can, I'll find a video of that. If he hasn't already taken them all down, I'll find a snippet of that segment so you can listen to him talking to Mr. Medicare about that. Because and it makes Mr. Medicare look great. It makes him look like a fucking ardent liberal, an ardent egalitarian, someone that you would otherwise hope would be on the left. And I don't think that Mr. Medicare in particular identifies as right-wing. You have this illiberal, anti-worker, it's just cocksucker, just, you know, he is the bedrock of the of, like I said in that video, just the bourgeois leftist, just ruining everything, ruining it all, destroying any credibility of the left, and just handing the fucking working class to the right, just handing it to them on a silver platter with all of his ideological bullshit. And he sits there at the end of that call with naked apes contemplating suicide. And the guy angers me to such an extent. And is such, you know, the epitome of everything I can't stand at this point. It's just like, you know what? I know that your suicide wouldn't affect anything. It wouldn't change where we are now in America. But it's like, you know, you wouldn't hurt anybody by you doing that, bro. Seriously. Because you are the regressive left. You are the epitome of why we are where we are now. Why the left is failing fucking everywhere in the West. It's because of people like you. It's because of your fucking bullshit. And I know how this sounds, right? I know how I sound at this point in time, but it's like, you know, you are detrimental to the left. You are damaging to the left. People like you. Bourgeois cocksuckers that do fucking nothing. Stream video games. People like you are detrimental to the people on the streets that are going to these jobs or are losing their job. To low-wage workers. You know, I had my mother just come short of losing her job in the last week. In the last week, she was almost laid off. Why? Because they want to export her job. They're setting up administration in China where most of their labor is done. And they wanted to export her job to China. Literally, an office worker. They wanted to ship her job overseas. And you're sitting there, well, that's good. That's good, right? Right, Destiny? You lame brain, limp dick, corporatist cocksucker. That's good. That's good for my family. Because we can buy a cheaper iPhone, right? That's good. That's a good thing. GDP went up. The stock market's up. That's good for the economy, right? I swear to fucking God, man. This guy is just unreal. He thinks that, oh, well, every white person is just at an advantage. Every fucking white person. If you're the lowest wage earner, you're on the bottom rung of society, and you're white, you're still privileged anyways. Because you could become a fucking physicist somehow. Just because you're fucking white to this fucking guy. It's just unreal listening to this guy. And how popular, how mainstream his views are now. You know, I swear to God, people are telling me that they want me to debate this guy. They want me to call up or whatever while he's streaming and debate this fucking guy. It would be just me, you know, saying like when he goes, you know, I literally want to kill myself, and I just be there, do it, you fucking piece of shit. Because I can't stand these people. I can't stand them. You know, these people have destroyed the left in the United States. These people are actively sitting there like, yeah, you know what would be a good thing? If we just had right to work in every state and we completely fucked unions so corporations can have cheaper access to labor and, you know, they could pay out bigger dividends to the people that are just going to put it in overseas accounts and pay no taxes anyways, and we're going to magically get rid of those loopholes, magically just have maybe a tax haven day where we just, you know, ship in all this money to pay no taxes on, and that'll just somehow trickle down to the people at the bottom. You know, you sound like a fucking Reaganite, bro. I swear to God, you know, you are an old school conservative, and you don't even realize it. You know, you're passing along trickle-down economics, and you don't even realize it. You know, you're making the case for NAFTA. You're making the case for all these trade deals and all this shit that is completely dismantled prosperity here in the United States, outside of upper middle class and richer, okay? Everyone else is not doing as well. Everyone else can't just sit on a fucking stream, despite the fact that we are a inarticulate fucking manlet with a lisp and do well. We're not all autistic fucking StarCraft players, or just white people that can somehow gleam onto, you know, gleam knowledge into physics and just become physicists out of nowhere. Okay, we can't do that just because we have white skin. We're not magical. You know, you make it out to be like we're elves from fucking Lord of the Rings. And no, black people and people of differing skin pigmentations are not fucking like retrograde human beings. You're a racist. Like, I don't know how else to put it. You don't care. You probably think I'm a racist for saying that people are equal when it comes to skin pigmentation. That skin color doesn't have magical fucking attributes or magical detriments, which you seem to believe. Because you're apparently such an anti-racist that you're a fucking racist. You're like Antifa when it comes to fascism. God, man, this fucking guy. So yeah, go listen to his fucking bullshit. And apparently all praise Naked Ape for managing to make, you know, an argument for what would have been a leftist position some time ago, whenever that was a fucking thing. But instead now it's a right-wing thing. Now it's a right-wing thing to protect the worker, to argue in favor of the worker. What the fuck is happening in this world? Why is it that every fucking leftist on this planet now is this fucking guy? You know, why? Why are we where we are now? And it's why, like, I hate progressives. I hate progressivism. I am not a progressive, and I actively oppose it. I actively oppose social justice. I actively oppose all of this bullshit. Because it is not only ineffective in winning any kind of election, which has already been proven multiple times, but at the same time, this is actively opposed to what should be a leftist position. You're actively opposed to the white working class. Not just the white working class, but to the working class, which includes people of all colors. You're against those people by arguing what you're arguing. I like it that I can buy an iPhone, despite how cheap it should be, but I'm paying for also the brand, and that's fine. Okay? I'm fine with having a cheap iPhone, but we have to have some kind of fucking minimal balance between net immigration, legal or otherwise, and cost of products and fucking low-wage earners, to how much we are fucking them. There has to be some kind of balance. Trump, I don't think, is going to be in any way successful in that regard. I don't think he's going to. It's nice to see him do something when it comes to at least talking about, you know, manufacturing and that, and I think that people are a little bit too pessimistic and myopic about manufacturing in the United States. There is going to have to be manufacturing in this world. It requires skilled labor to some extent. It's not just all, you know, 50s fucking assembly line. That's not what we're talking about. But I'm rambling, so we're just going to leave it there. Fuck this fucking guy.